series, two letters number 26 and 27 with international and national lecturer Shri N.C. Krishna ji, who's been recently elected as the Vice President of the Indian section. And he is from the Rayalaseema Lodge. We know many details about him, but we would not waste more time. Welcome, Krishna ji. Please start your lecture. Thank you.
Dear brothers, we are covering this letter number 26 and 27 of this book, Letters from the Masters of the Wisdom, second series edited by Brother Janarajadasa. In the foreword to part 2 of this book, Brother CJ, the editor, says, and he is asking the readers not to misjudge the character of Brother Alcott, Henry Steele Alcott. Henry Steele Alcott was a fine, devoted servant of the masters, and he was very much interested in the work of the masters. Editor says, Brother Alcott used to judge using the externals, meaning not getting into the details. Editor says, Brother Alcott used to judge using the externals, though Henry Steele Alcott knew HPB was an occultist. HPB was an occultist, and that she was the agent of the masters, representative of the masters. He misjudged her often. So he was reprimanded by the masters. He got direct orders from the masters. Also, he got various times reprimands. Masters valued and rated him and rated his work as very high. In a real way, it is said, Master M was like a father to Mr. Alcott. Henry Steele Alcott took that father and son relationship very seriously sometimes, and he used to sign as M Jr., called Master M as his dad or daddy. Henry Steele Alcott was also a good executive, is a very good administrator of the Theosophical Society. Henry Steele Alcott lived all his life for the sake of TS and for the benefit of TS. Madam Blavatsky and Brother Alcott differed the way TS should work. The way he took a stance that TS as an organization should work for universal brotherhood and tolerance of all religions. And he thought the society as such should be protected, not the individual. In this case, Madam Blavatsky is that individual whom he did not protect so much, but he was more interested in protecting the society. Henry Steele Alcott almost ignored the occult basis of the society, but occultism was so dear to Madam Blavatsky. It was to revive the occult ideas and the content that Madam Blavatsky started the esoteric section of the Theosophical Society, says the editor. Madam Blavatsky and Alcott were the two founders out of the 17 that remained. W.Q. Judge could have been the third one, but for his parting ways and starting his own organization, which he perhaps proclaimed as the real one. So, temperamentally, two different characters, two different personalities. Masters chose them to work together for establishment of the society, the Theosophical Society, and they were expecting that they would work together. The result of their joint work is perhaps what we have as the Theosophical Society today, says the editor, Brother Raja. So now we will go to the letter proper, number 26. At the outset, the editor, Brother Janarajadasa, says he has not seen the original of this letter, number 26. The original letter was somewhere in North India, and one of his friends had sent a copy, a transcription of the letter. And Brother CJ found there are a lot of inaccuracies and faulty narrations in that letter in many places. The background to this letter, as we all know, is Coulomb affair or the Coulomb controversy, raked up by HBB's personal servants in the year 1884. Emma and Alex Coulomb were the housekeepers of Madame Blavatsky. Madame HBB knew them when they were at Egypt, and they were of French origin, and they were in dire circumstances when they approached Madame Blavatsky to help them out. And Madame Blavatsky helped them by giving them shelter and jobs to both of them at Adyar, at her place, at her house, at the international headquarters at Adyar. They were, as said earlier, her personal housekeepers. While Mrs. Blavatsky was not at Adyar, she was touring somewhere in Europe. These Coulombs, this couple, were dismissed from service as they were indulging in spreading rumors and also had misappropriated some money. Misappropriation is something which was noticed by other people who are administering the Theosophical Society. They both left Adyar, both the couple, Alex and Emma. They left Adyar and gave series of letters, means a lot of information, to Madras Christian College magazine, accusing Madame Blavatsky of forgery and fraudulent representation of the masters. And they also said that it was Madame Blavatsky who wrote all the letters. The couple charged that HBB was a fake and she was not a real occultist. They said they did a lot of structural alterations at the behest of Madame Blavatsky to facilitate HBB to perform phenomena. This is what they said. But actually, the doors and the panels were altered when HBB was on tour of Europe. So she was not there. She was not the person who asked them to change or anything like that. But then they had spread this word that the structural alterations of the place where she lived were all done at the behest of Madame Blavatsky. This is the false accusation which they made, and that to facilitate the phenomena. That's what they said. When she came back, HPB was given details of the accusations. She wanted to go to the court, file a libel suit against them. But Henry Steele Olcott, the president of the Theosophical Society, did not allow Madame Blavatsky to file a suit and clear her name. Instead, forced her to leave India. She left Adyar on 31st March 1885, and she never returned back after that. The public of Madras thought, as the Theosophical Society did not contest any of the accusations which were leveled against the society, the Coulomb's accusations were real and not false. This is how the general public of Madras felt at that point of time. And added to this, Brother Olcott gave testimony to Mr. Hodgson, who investigated the controversy on behalf of the Society of Psychical Research. He prepared a report and filed it, and Olcott's Henry Steele Olcott's own admissions in the name of transparency were also used against the society and against him. And the Hodgson report was not in favor of the Theosophical Society, as one can understand. But I believe in 1986, much later, the report of Hodgson was found faulty. Letter number 26 has to be read in this above background of Coulomb's affair. Master M, who wrote this letter in 1884, said he wrote this at the request of Madame Blavatsky. He called her Upasika. On her prayer, I have written this letter. That's what he says. Prayer is request. Master M writes, there was no letter written by him blaming Brother Alcott of incompetency and that the affairs of the TS were not handed over to one Mr. S.G.L. Fox as alleged. No letter of this sort was ever written or it was received by Fox. This is what Master M had said. This is an emphatic statement made by the Master to clear whatever misgivings Alcott might have in his mind. Master M says that Madame Blavatsky has served him faithfully. He knew her from her younger days, and for the first time, we all know that she met Master M in the Hyde Park in London, 1851. Master M says that Blavatsky has served him faithfully all through. A portion of a letter was posted by Madame Blavatsky to Mr. Fox, but she changed her mind and she messaged or gave a telegram saying that HPB wanted the letter back without Fox opening that letter. And when she got back the letter, she burnt it. Other than this, there was no letter which was addressed to Mr. Fox. This letter was not even shown to him. He was not party to the letter. He did not even go through the letter. He returned it without opening and he did not even touch that letter. This is what the letter is saying. In that letter to Mr. Fox, he was asked to come back to India. In that letter, Mr. Fox was asked to come back to India and influence the top brass of the Anglo-Indians. Mr. Fox perhaps was well conversant with all these Anglo-Indians who were there at that point of time in India. So Mr. Fox was asked to come back to India and influence the top brass of the Anglo-Indians. By doing this act, Master M said, Fox would earn good karma as he is doing good work for the Theosophical Society. Any other guess, Master says, as to why Mr. Fox was asked to come to India is not relevant or not proper. It was all false. That's what Master M is saying. It was not definitely to take over from Henry Steele Alcott the affairs and administration of the Theosophical Society. If anyone has heard Mr. Fox blaming the founder, Brother Alcott, with cruel words, says Master M, they should also hear of what Master M had to say about Alcott. If Henry Steele Alcott has erred, Master says it is a human error and also it was due to believing false, foolish advices or advisors. These advisors were more incompetent than Henry Steele Alcott. And Alcott was blamed wrongly for the decisions he had taken. Master says if Henry Steele Alcott was ignorant of many things, so were his accusers. Master says, M says, if Henry Steele Alcott was ignorant of many things which happened, so were his accusers. Alcott was uninitiated. The reason for that, he preferred the good of many than his own personal progress on the path. So those, for the benefit, for those he worked, all of them turned against him and Alcott was left all alone. Master M says, let S.G.L. Fox note that in spite of Henry Steele Alcott's shortcomings of not able to judge properly and all that, we the masters, are well pleased with him, and we thank him for what he has done to the Theosophical Society. Master M says, let SGL Fox note that in spite of Olcott's shortcomings, we, the masters, are well pleased with him, and we thank him for what all he has done to Theosophical Society. I repeat it for the sake of reiterating it again. Let everyone take note of this, says Master M. Master M says, Henry Steele Olcott has followed and served the master faithfully. HSO, Henry Steele Olcott, till his last gasp or breath, was truthful and loyal to masters and the Theosophical Society. M quotes an English writer. M says, fools are those who believe in every false statement and false reports. They don't condemn it, they simply believe, even when they know the reports are false. There are fools who disbelieve. There are people who don't want to condemn, but there are fools who disbelieve but do not have courage to proclaim it as false. So there are two types of people, Master M is saying, and some are giving their ear to false statements. Some are giving their ear to false statements as they are shy, cowardly, and hypocritical. And they say, it looks like truth. It looks like truth. So this is how they seem to take it as truth. Master says a lie when compared to truth is always a lie, and it cannot succeed, says Master M. A lie when compared with truth is always a lie, and it cannot succeed, says Master M. Those who don't see asuras, means devils or demons, or dugpas, the black magicians of the Tibet, they are destroying the Theosophical Society. People who are not able to see their misdeeds and they're destroying the Theosophical Society, they are actually fools. They don't seem to come out, fight the effects of Kali Yuga. This is what Master is saying. You don't identify who is an Asura, who is a Dugpa, and they are killing the society. They are trying to destroy the society, and fools are not able to recognize and put them in their proper place. And they don't seem to be anyway fighting the evil effects of Kali Yuga. Master M says, blind are those who see what they see. See, they see is with eyes. A lot of times eyes also deceive us. So Master M says, blind are those who see what they see with their eyes, and they don't perceive truth. They don't perceive truth. Perceiving is possible when one uses their mind. So blind are those who see what they see with their eyes, says the Master M, and they don't perceive truth. Perceiving is possible only when they use the mind. So they're getting caught in the web of karma. All these people who don't perceive the truth or they see false as truth, they are getting caught in the web of karma. If a member is not helping himself, how can they help the master's work and the masters? If a member is not helping himself, how can masters help those who don't help themselves? This is the actual sentence. If member is not helping himself, how can masters help those who don't help themselves? Intention is what the masters looked at. Master did not look at the action. The intention behind the action is what they noticed, rather than protecting an individual, which was HBB, unfortunately. Henry Steele Olcott tried protecting and saving the Theosophical Society. These are the basic contents of letter number 26, which is rather long, but this is how it is. Then we come to the other letter, the smaller letter of letter number 27. Again, in the foreword to this letter number 27, editor Brother Janarajadasa says, this letter number 27 is written by one of the pupils of Master M. Master M especially had different scripts, meaning different handwritings. As he was not so good at English, he depended on his chelas to precipitate his letters. So most of the letters are precipitated in different handwritings or scripts, as they call it. So this is one statement which we see in the editor's comments. And both the founders, Brother Olcott and Madam Blavatsky, were earning their incomes individually. Madam Blavatsky was writing stories, articles, and that's how she kept her kitchen fire burning. And Mr. Olcott had become the agent of certain firms which are there in America, and he was doing the export business, procuring things in India and exporting it to America. That's how they were earning. And they say the affairs or the monetary situation of the Theosophical Society was so bad that about 19,000 and odd was the negative balance which was there, which the founders, of course, on a later date made good. So letter number 27 was received on June 11th, 1879 by Brother Olcott. Letter number 27, as said already, addressed to Olcott by Master M, written in the handwriting of one of the chelas. Master M starts saying to Henry Steele Olcott whether Henry Steele Olcott has come to a conclusion that it was an act of a lunatic or of a mad person, referring to the action taken by or decision taken by Mr. Olcott. HSO called himself a lunatic because he decided he would come to India. So Master is asking whether you have come to a conclusion that it was really an act of lunatic. Are you mad? Is that the reason why you took the decision? Have you come to the conclusion? Is what Master M is asking Mr. Olcott. Master says, you were taken and you were impressed by the words and representations of Mr. Harichand Chintamani and Moolji Thakarse, who are members of the Arya Samaj. We know initially when they came to Bombay, the founders, they thought they would work with Arya Samaj. So these two were people who are representatives of Arya Samaj. And so Master says, Olcott was very much impressed with the words and representations of one Mr. Harichand Chintamani and Moolji Thakarse. So this is the reason why you made a trip to India. It's not that you were led away or you were brainwashed to come to India. Master M says to Henry Steele Olcott, the sooner he understands the reality, it is better for all concerned. The reality is that he came on his own. He was not forced. He was not mad. He was not taken by any emotion or anything like that. So Master M says to Olcott, the sooner he understands, the better for all concerned, says the Master. Olcott came on his own, taking a conscious decision. He came on his own, taking a conscious decision. So it was a well thought out action, but maybe something was not panning out to his advantage. So perhaps he thought, maybe I made a mistake. That's the reason why he wanted to perhaps trace back his steps or say that it is at misguided times that he came to India. Master M says Henry Steele Olcott had an ardent desire to go to India. This is what Master M is saying, because he must have noticed the ardent desire, or perhaps even Olcott has expressed that to Master M. So Master M says Henry Steele Olcott had an ardent desire to go to India. The same thing cannot be said about Mr. Wimbridge and Miss Bates, says the master. They were not willing to come to India. So whereas Master M says Olcott was very much interested, ardent desire he had to go over to India. So both Mr. Wimbridge and Miss Bates were not inclined to come to India. But you, meaning Olcott, master says, cannot say that you were not interested to go over to India. You can't say that, says master. You know, Master Serapis directed you to travel to India. That's also a fact. Master S is what is given in the book. S means Serapis. You knew that Master Serapis directed you to travel to India. Serapis Master directed you, and you took, in fact, your own time to decide whether you would travel or not. So you chose to travel to India, not immediately, though Master Serapis had directed you. You took your own time and came at your convenience, says Master M. So it looks like Henry Steele Olcott traveled when he chose to travel to India. It was not something which was directed and he followed it immediately. And Master says, whatever is done is done. You're finished. You have taken a decision. You also come to India. It's over. So whatever is done, and it cannot be repaired or revisited, or the event cannot be called back. It is over. There is no point in talking about it, says Master M. So this gentleman, even if he's thinking about it, I think Master knows what he is thinking. So that's exactly how he's writing to him. Whatever is done, and it cannot be repaired or revisited, or you cannot call it back. The decision, you cannot call it back. There's no point in talking about it, says Master M. Maybe he has talked to a couple of people, or maybe some way Master has come to know of it. Master M says to Mr. Olcott, after enough discussions and representations and consultations, we decided that you would travel to India. So there are a lot of discussions, a lot of consultations, a lot of representations which took place, and then they decided, Master also perhaps was one of the person who decided that Olcott should travel to India along with Madame Blavatsky. So you cannot undo those consultations which have taken place, says Master. Master M says to Olcott, you ought to fight your way as a man. He says this to Mr. Olcott, don't get cold feet, or let not your knees become weak now. You ought to fight your way like a man. You ought to fight your way like a man and not complain now. I shouldn't have come to India. So now having come, having decided, act like a man. That's what Master M is telling Mr. Olcott. There is one sentence which is there, which I have understood like this. Maybe it can be interpreted differently. You invited a brother who was guarding you to starve with you. This is one sentence which is there in the letter. You invited a brother who was guarding you to starve with you. I am thinking it is suggesting to Alcott to take control of his lower self. And Master M is not talking about Henry Steele Alcott's physical need for food or hunger. He's saying Alcott should be true to his conscience and go according to the conscience and take control of the lower self and starve the lower self for all those things which it does for a man. Master M says Alcott to Alcott again, don't imagine what cannot be imagined. You are imagining a lot of things which are not necessary, not needed. So don't imagine what cannot be or need not be imagined. So this is something which we also do a lot of times. We project ourselves into future and see what is not going to happen or what is likely to happen is something which we spend a lot of time. So Master M is telling Mr. Alcott, Brother Alcott, do not imagine what cannot be or need not be imagined. Don't expect someone will help you in the last minute. Someone will drop from somewhere and help you. Don't expect anything. You have to work like a man. That's what he said. Don't imagine what cannot be or need not be imagined is one thing. Don't expect someone will help you in the last minute. And nobody will drop at your doorstep from somewhere to help you. So the decision is taken by Alcott. He says, by you, Master says, the decision is taken by you, and you have to face. You have to face. Don't hesitate. Move on, says Master M to Henry Steele Alcott. This is a clear direction to Mr. Alcott not to revisit the decision which he has taken some time back and feel not so good about it. So he says, don't hesitate. You have to face whatever comes on your way. Move on, says Master M to Henry Steele Alcott. Master M says, if you are not fit to pass the tests of probation, if you are not fit to pass the tests of probation and don't want to enjoy the rights of a future adept, don't expect that circumstances should become favorable to you. So you have to fight your odds. Take all the tests which come your way. That's perhaps the suggestion given by the master. If you are not fit to pass the tests of probation and don't want to enjoy the rights of a future adept, don't expect that circumstances should always become favorable to you. If that be so, if you think like that, if you think that circumstances should be favorable to me, if that be so, you will not qualify for further tests on the path. So if you think circumstances will be favorable and I want favorable circumstances and then only I will proceed, he says it's not the way. You have to fight your way. You have to become whatever you have to become to see and face the obstacles. So if that be so, you will not qualify for further tests or trials on the path. So if you want easy way, you will not get any tests. Maybe you will not get all the tests which are there, which has to come and you have to face them and cross them and reach your goal. Master says, you better avail the opportunity which is there before you. Master is telling Mr. Alcott, you better avail the opportunity which is there before you. And you definitely get your wife's picture and your son's picture before your eyes very often. It'll always draw your attention. The wife and the son will always draw your attention. And they may force you to go back to America. Master M is advising to get detached in a way from the worldly relationships. Yes, you have to have the due attachment, but don't have to get attached so much that you will go back from the work. And walk on the spiritual path, says the Master. So even if a person treading the path thinks that he shouldn't have taken the step forward, that very thought of one's is actually received or known, or it comes into the knowledge of the masters. So once, if someone has decided, we should not revisit the decision already taken and continue the journey in spite of obstacles and the tests which come your way. The tests are there to make you better. So you have to face the test to succeed on the path, and the tests definitely have to be faced by all the probationers. This is what the summary of the letter number 27 is. So we have covered both 26 and 27. There's a lot of time at our disposal, but maybe if people want to listen to the translation next and perhaps get into discussions, yes, we can have. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Krishna ji. And now I request Sister Sushma ji to give her Hindi translation. Thank you.
Thank you, Brother N.C. Krishna ji, and thank you, Vimal ji. आज हम लेटर फ्रॉम द मास्टर्स ऑफ द विजडम सेकेंड सीरीज का लेटर नंबर 26 और 27 का हिंदी अनुवाद प्रस्तुत कर रहे हैं। यह पत्र 26 मास्टर एम ने कर्नल ऑलकॉट को लिखा था। मास्टर कहते हैं इस पत्र में, उपासिका यानी एचपीवी द्वारा विनती किए जाने पर मैं निम्नलिखित तथ्य प्रस्तुत करता हूँ। वो लिखते हैं कि मेरे द्वारा मिस्टर एस.जी.एल. फॉक्स, जिनका पूरा नाम है सेंट जॉर्ज लेन फॉक्स, को थियोसॉफिकल सोसाइटी के प्रबंधन हेतु कार्य सौंपने तथा हेनरी ऑलकॉट पर अयोग्यता का आरोप लगाने वाला कोई भी पत्र नहीं भेजा गया और न ही उन्हें प्राप्त हुआ है, चाहे वो लंदन में हो या और कहीं हो। मास्टर कहते हैं कि अक्टूबर 1884 में लिखे गए एक लंबे व्यावसायिक पत्र यानी बिजनेस लेटर के अंतिम पृष्ठ पर मैंने उपासिका यानी एचपीवी को संबोधित किया था कि जिस महिला ने मेरी वफादारी के साथ सेवा की थी। उस बिजनेस लेटर में द्वितीय एवं तृतीय पृष्ठ का एक पैराग्राफ मिस्टर एल फॉक्स से एवं एचपीवी के निर्देशों की सहमति से संबंधित थे। मास्टर कहते हैं कि एचपीवी ने बाद वाले पत्र को लौटाने के लिए कहा था, जिसे उसे जला दिया जाए। मास्टर लिखते हैं कि मेरे पत्र का शेष भाग न तो मिस्टर एल फॉक्स को दिखाया गया और न ही इस पत्र को देखने या छूने की अनुमति दी गई, इसलिए उसे इसके विषय में कुछ भी पता नहीं। मेरे पत्र के पूर्वोक्त अनुच्छेद यानी पैराग्राफ में मिस्टर एल फॉक्स को एंग्लो इंडियन यानी बरा साहब के विचलित मन को सही दिशा में प्रभावित करने के लिए और इस कार्य के माध्यम से स्वयं एल फॉक्स के कर्मों के प्रभाव को समाप्त करने हेतु मैंने उन्हें तुरंत भारत लौटने की सलाह दी थी। उसे इसी उद्देश्य से जाने के लिए कहा गया था, किसी अन्य उद्देश्य से नहीं। अतः जो कुछ भी लिखा गया उसके संबंध में मिस्टर एल फॉक्स या अन्य किसी के द्वारा जो भी अर्थ निकाला गया वह गलत है। मास्टर कहते हैं कि यह मेरी इच्छा है कि जिन लोगों ने भी मिस्टर एल फॉक्स द्वारा संस्थापक ऑलकॉट को दोषी कहते हुए सुना है तथा जिन्होंने भी मिस्टर एल फॉक्स द्वारा हेनरी ऑलकॉट हेतु कहे गए क्रूर शब्दों को या उसकी निंदा को सुना है, वे अब सुनने के लिए तैयार हो जाएं कि मैं ऑलकॉट हेनरी के बारे में क्या कहना चाहता हूँ। यदि हेनरी ने, मास्टर कहते हैं, यदि हेनरी ने गलती की है तो इसलिए कि वह एक मनुष्य है, और मानव होने के कारण मनुष्य अक्सर झूठ एवं मूर्ख सलाहकारों पर विश्वास कर लेता है। लेकिन इससे भी अधिक अयोग्य या इनकॉम्पिटेंट वे होते हैं जो मनुष्यों को दोषी ठहराते हैं। मास्टर कहते हैं कि यदि वह हेनरी कई तथ्यों से अनभिज्ञ है तो उन पर दोषारोपण करने वाले भी अनभिज्ञ हैं, क्योंकि हेनरी शांत और स्थिर है, जिसका कारण स्पष्ट है कि उन्होंने आज तक अपने निजी लाभ की अपेक्षा अन्य लोगों की भलाई को प्राथमिकता दी है, प्रायोरिटी दी है। मास्टर कहते हैं कि हेनरी ने उन लाभों को त्याग दिया जो निरंतर गंभीर शिष्यत्व यानी चेलाशिप से प्राप्त होते हैं और जो स्वयं को इसमें समर्पित करते हैं। उसने यानी हेनरी ने दूसरों के लिए कार्य किया है। यही वो लोग हैं जिनके लिए हेनरी ने कार्य किया है, वो अब उसके विरुद्ध हैं। अब मिस्टर एसजीएल फॉक्स को बताएं, मास्टर ये चेतावनी देते हैं कि अब मिस्टर एसजीएल फॉक्स को बताएं कि मैं क्या कह रहा हूं। हेनरी ऑलकॉट की जो भी कमियां हैं हम उनसे संतुष्ट हैं और उनका धन्यवाद करते हैं, और आप इस बात से भी सभी अवगत हो जाएं कि मैं क्या सोचता हूं, उसे मैं अपने हस्ताक्षर के साथ कहता हूं कि हेनरी ऑलकॉट ने अपने गुरु की सेवा एवं अनुसरण अंतिम सांस तक सच्चाई एवं निष्ठा के साथ किया है। जैसा कि एक और महान किंतु उतने ही एक सन की विद्वान ने सही कहा था कि मूर्ख वे हैं जो हर झूठी खबर पर विश्वास करते हैं किंतु उसे स्वीकार करने की हिम्मत नहीं रखते, और मूर्ख वे भी हैं जो ऐसी बातों पर विश्वास तो नहीं करते पर उसकी उद्घोषणा, उसको प्रोक्लेम करने में का साहस नहीं करते। क्या ऐसे लोग ये भूल जाते हैं कि झूठ तब ज्यादा सफल होता है जब अपने जाल में सत्य का चारा डालता है। मास्टर कहते हैं मूर्ख वे हैं जो यह नहीं देखते कि सभी असुर दुखपाज सोसाइटी का विनाश करने हेतु संलग्न है। इसके फुटनोट में लिखा है कि कूलम्ब का उपयोग करके जो है सहारा लेकर ईसाई मिशनरियों पर हमला किया गया। उसके बाद सोसाइटी फॉर साइकिकल रिसर्च द्वारा एचपीवी को धोखेबाज कहा गया। मास्टर फिर चेतावनी देते हैं और कहते हैं कि उनके मोक्ष का एकमात्र और अंतिम शत्रु इस कलयुग का अशांत जल है। वो कहते हैं कि दृष्टिहीन वे हैं जो देखते हैं पर समझते नहीं कि उनके कर्मों का फल काटा जा रहा है या वो कर्म के चक्र में है। लेकिन मास्टर उनकी सहायता कैसे कर सकते हैं या करेंगे जो स्वयं अपनी सहायता करने से इनकार कर देते हैं। नीचे मास्टर एम साइन किया हुआ है। लेटर नंबर 27। गुरुदेव इस पत्र में संबोधित करते हुए कर्नल ऑलकॉट के लिखते हैं, कर्नल एच.एस. ऑलकॉट, क्योंकि आप इस निष्कर्ष पर पहुंचे हैं कि अपने देश को छोड़कर यहाँ आना एक पागलपन था या मूर्खता का कार्य था। जिस तरीके से आपने यह किया वह संभवतः श्री हरिश्चंद्र चिंतामण और मूलजी ठाकरे के विचारों के प्रतिनिधित्व के रूप में किया, जबकि आप जानते हैं कि यह झूठ है। जितनी जल्दी हम इसे समझ सकें उतना ही हम सभी के लिए बेहतर होगा। फिर मास्टर कहते हैं कि सर्वप्रथम तो भारत आने की आपकी प्रबल इच्छा थी। मिस्टर विम्ब्रिज एवं मिस्टर बेट्स शिकायत कर सकते हैं और आप नहीं कर सकते। दूसरी बात, आपने एक बार भारत को अपना नया घर बनाने का निश्चय कर लिया है, तो यह हमारे प्रिय प्रभु एवं प्रमुख, जिन्हें आप एस और महा साहिब के नाम से जानते हैं, यहाँ महा साहिब के लिए लिखा गया है फुटनोट में मास्टर सेरापिस बे, और जो लिखते हैं श्री जनदास दास जी, संभवतः जो महा चौहान से अलग नहीं होना चाहिए। मास्टर कहते हैं कि उनके प्रत्यक्ष आदेश का पालन करते हुए भी आप निर्धारित समय से पहले नहीं बल्कि उसके बाद ही रवाना हुए या यात्रा आपने देर से शुरू की। मास्टर कहते हैं हालांकि जो कुछ हो गया उसकी भरपाई क्षतिपूर्ति नहीं हो सकती, वो इरिपेयरेबल है। अतः उसके बारे में बात न करना ही बेहतर है। उचित परामर्श के बाद हमने ये निर्णय लिया है, यानी इस विषय पर चर्चा में हो। आसर कहते हैं, लेकिन हमें अफसोस है कि एक पुरुष की तरह संघर्ष करने के बजाय आप इतने शांत चित्त होकर पहरे पे तैनात बंधु को अपने साथ भूखा मरने के लिए आमंत्रित किया है। इसके भी एनसी कृष्णा जी ने बहुत अच्छी व्याख्या की है। कहते हैं कि जो नहीं हो सकता उसकी कल्पना मत करो, आशा मत करो कि आखिरी क्षण में तुम्हारी सहायता की जाएगी। अगर तुम अपनी पहली परीक्षा उत्तीर्ण करने में एवं परिस्थितियों को अपने आगे झुकाकर भावी सिद्ध यानी एडेप्ट होने के अपने अधिकार का दावा करने में असमर्थ हो, तो तुम आगे भी किसी परीक्षा के लिए पूरी तरह अयोग्य हो। मास्टर कहते हैं, यह अच्छा होगा कि आप हमारे प्रस्ताव का लाभ उठाएं। आपकी पत्नी के बेटे की तस्वीर आपको हमेशा अमेरिका खींच ले जाएगी। मास्टर एम। धन्यवाद।
Thank
हिंदी अनुवाद यही समाप्त होता है।
Thank you so much, Sushma ji. Thank you, Krishna ji. Now we'll open up for discussions. Obviously, these two letters are 5 years apart. The first letter actually is in October 1884. The second letter is in June 1879. So, to understand this requires you one to read the forward, which has been briefly gone into by Krishna ji. The second letter, if I would like to, if there is something that I can add, what was the cause of the despondency of Olcott? The forward of Dinaraja Dasa says that he was expecting $10,000 from some transaction in America, which didn't come through, which is equivalent to $3.4 million today. Probably he was dependent on that money to support his family, his children, and his two boys, and his wife who was separated from him. So he was dependent on that money. So that is one thing which didn't happen. Also, HPB and HSO had contributed to the tune of some 19,000 Indian rupees to the TS at that time. That is what the account showed. That is what this forward Jinaraja Dasa says. 19 or nearly 20,000 rupees in 1879 is equivalent to 48 crores now. That is the amount of money these people put up from their own pocket. So what I'm thinking is that the personal survival of his own personal future and his family's future was what made, I think, Olcott regret coming to India, because there was no source of income for him. Having been a good, flourishing lawyer in US, and then coming here and then spending all his savings for the Theosophical Society and not getting some monies that he was expecting, that is where he was feeling that I have made a mistake by coming here. That is what I deduce from this whole thing. Krishna ji, would you like to comment on what I've just said?
It's more because of the criticism which he got, that he did not support Madam Blavatsky, and the amount of admissions he made to the other side. When he crossed, he thought he's doing a good thing by going across and making a clean breast of things, but then he perhaps gave much information which was not required, and that went against the society. So he was criticized heavily. He was criticized heavily at that point.
That is the letter number 26 you're talking about, sir.
Yeah, 27. Yes, of course. Yeah, 20. Yeah, $10,000 which he has not cheated or something like that. All that is there in the forward. But why he's see, maybe there was some feeling later on. I shouldn't be perhaps here. I should get back to India or get back to America. Perhaps that was the thought which is going on. And Master M is telling him, don't do it. Don't do it.
Yeah, yes,
They
sir.
have,
Because I think by now they have gotten into the truth of Harichand Chintamani, and the Arya Samaj thing has fallen off
they're long.
around
As
this
soon as
time.
they came
It
to,
has,
as soon as they landed here, within the
huh,
few 6 months or so, the whole thing went bad. The
went
relationship
bad.
did not continue.
Yes, yes. So that one thing went off, and
Hmm.
so they were
He
supposed
trusted them
to.
more. He trusted
Yes,
them
yes,
more, and
yes,
perhaps he thought things would work out favorably because they are there anyway. But it
yes,
didn't work out. The fellow started asking for rent and things like that. So it fell
yes.
off.
Okay, sir. So
Hmm.
this person, SGL Fox, this
Hmm.
George Lane Fox.
Yeah.
So do we know anything more about him? Except for the forward, it says that he was a general council member.
Yes.
Any other detail do you know, sir,
No,
about him?
I have no other information other than what I gathered from the book here
Okay.
forward. So nothing much because he was asked to come to India to assuage the feelings of the Anglo-Indians and try to explain about the TS and things like that. That's what the letter says.
No,
But
that
then,
was because at that time there was all that hangama created by the Kulums. So
yes,
the master asked him to come, please come. But
come
at
and
that time,
help the society, help the society, help the
you
society to
mentioned
see.
You
Yeah,
mentioned in your lecture, sir, that Olcott asked HPB to leave India.
yeah, yes.
Sir, what about the masters? Did they not give her some advice about this?
Even to start the esoteric section also, he was not for it, no? You know that?
That
Mr.
is after
Alcott
she
was
left.
not for,
Yeah, after she
even
left.
that he
But
was against. So
I'm asking
if
before, sir.
if
Before
she
she.
continued, just listen to me. If
Huh.
he continued to live here, maybe she will entertain the thought of filing a suit and all that. He, in fact, told her that you will be arrested, so you better go. That's how she was sent away. And she left
Oh,
in a huff. That's how she went. It was not on her own choice. Masters did not interfere at that point of time. No.
okay.
And HPB wanted to come back to India. She talked to the master. She would like to come back to Adyar, but then she was asked to go to Pondicherry. And she didn't want to go to Pondicherry. That was another development
Okay,
which took
after
place.
she left, she wanted to come back, but they asked
Come
her to
back
go
to
to
India.
Pondicherry.
Come back to India.
Oh,
She
okay.
spoke to the master. Master said you can perhaps go to Pondicherry. And she was not willing to go to Pondicherry. She wanted to come to Adyar. So that was not done. That was not allowed. That was not the done thing at
But
that point of time.
But why didn't they file a case against a case against the Kulums? Why didn't the society file that these people have done all this
See,
to the structure?
that is exactly what our Blavatsky wanted to do, go to the court and file a case against Columns, saying that they're doing
Huh.
all sorts of nonsense. But that was not allowed, no. Mr. Alcott said you cannot go to the court. No, don't file a libel suit, defamation suit. No, you cannot do that. So he was, see, both of them, they did not see eye to eye in certain respects as to what TS should be doing. And so that's one reason why perhaps they fell apart.
Anyone would like to add their ideas at this juncture? Any thoughts? Subbarao was still alive at this time and still involved, no? During the Kulom time, Subbarao was there.
Subbarao was
Sir, do you know?
there, but I'm not quite sure about it. He is not. We're not quite. I'm not. I just don't have
I know
good
Damodar
information.
is not there. Yeah,
Damodar
Damodar
was
is
there.
not there.
Damodar was there
Siyat is not there.
with promoters. He also gave some help by way of providing a bullock cart or horse cart, I think, to Madam
That
Blavatsky.
is in the beginning, sir. That is
That's right.
1879.
He was
I'm
there.
talking
Damodar.
84.
Yes, madam. This is
84.
there in the foreword. I've
Oh.
covered that. He gave a carriage. It is there in the 27 forward to the 27. He has mentioned this.
Yeah.
That he has given Damodar Mavalankar when he joined the founders, gave all he could. And this 19,630 was a debit balance, which they had to, there is a shortfall in the accounts, which they had to make good. It was showing negative balance. They had to make good. So they made good. That's it.
So actually, Damodar was also there because Damodar
he was there.
left. He was there because he left only in 1885.
Yeah.
So even during the Colomb time, he was also there. And he was part of those 14 people who wrote a letter against Hume, who had written something, no, the checks letter. All that is there in this background of this Colomb story.
Yes.
Anyway.
Because the society did not take offense to what was said by Coulombs, a lot of people thought that maybe whatever Coulombs had said is right. So that's again a negative propaganda against the TS at that point of time.
It's true.
In fact, founders, the inner founders were very anxious. 1875 to 1882, if those 7 years are well taken care of, it's good. But then the problem came much later, 84.
Yeah.
Yes.
Duvalji, would you like to add something? Pradeep ji? Yes, sir.
No, I am not in a home actually. So
Okay.
Yeah,
Duvalji,
it is interesting topic today. There is one question that arises in my mind. What about the family or the son of Connor Alcott? Whether they join Theosophical Society or there is no any news in the papers or anywhere in the literature.
I personally don't know, sir. Maybe someone else would.
We have no information on that. No.
Vimalji, we can close now.
Okay, sir. Thank you, everybody, for joining. And I'm really grateful for Krishna ji to take up and explain these letters. It is rather hard to explain because there is so much of background and history of the Theosophical Society. But thank you all for patiently listening. Let's all join together in the closing prayer. Asatoma Satgamaya, Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya, Mrityorma Amritam Gamaya. Om Shant, Shant. Thank you. Thank you.